saying no. People around her, excuse me, saying no. In Hollywood, it's very different. Most relationships, you can't really just date the person. Your agents get involved, your manager get... Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Time. My name is Hallie. So grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm really excited to be doing this. Please make sure you like the video, you are subscribed, and that you comment. Any kind of social interaction really helps my channel grow, and it helps me a lot. With that being said, I do have a colleague who needs our help. He was diagnosed with cancer, and it would be really helpful if you could donate something to his GoFundMe. It is in the description box below. Okay, so let's get into this. I was actually asked to do this. I'm doing Sydney, Sweeney, and Glen Powell. So every week or two, I post on the community tab a suggestion of who I should be doing next. And I decided to do this because I just feel as though, well, I've been inspired. I started watching White Lotus 2 weeks ago, and I got through all 3 seasons in 2 weeks. It's been phenomenal, really phenomenal. The season finale was great of the last one. I'm not going to give it away. But Sydney Sweeney is a great actress. I was so impressed with the first season of White Lotus, her and the White Lotus. I've never seen her in anything. I think I saw her in a movie, like some kind of teen movie on Netflix. When I used to watch a lot of Netflix movies, but I don't remember a lot of those Netflix movies. I saw something else too. It wasn't Euphoria. I don't watch Euphoria. But she did very well. She did very good. It was phenomenal. Those kids actually reminded me. Those 2 girls reminded me of me and my best friend growing up. So yeah. So I'm using the Earth Woman Tarot. And let's get into it. So let me read the charts. Sydney, her sun is in Virgo. Moon is in Capricorn and Venus is in Scorpio. Glen, his sun is in Libra, Moon is in Pisces, and Venus is in Virgo. So, interesting, very interesting. You all know how I feel about Sun and Libras. I think sometimes they can be very wishy-washy, indecisive, but let's see. So, with the past, because I shuffle the cards, with the past, I get 5 cups. So, I get the strong sense, I don't know anything about them. I always say this, reality TV is my jam. I saw Glen Powell in a movie. I can't remember what movie it was. But I don't really know anything about him. He reminds me a lot of Chris Evans. In fact, there was a point when I thought they were the same person, and I had to see, okay, Glen Powell has more squint eyes than Chris Evans. So, 5 cups, she went through a hard time. Some kind of breakup. I get when she was in her early 20s. Very bad breakup. Or it could be up to the past 2 years, but she was in a very bad relationship. And that's when he came into her life. He wasn't like a savior type, but they started talking, they started texting, they were happy, fun, cheery, easygoing. She was kind of putting on a facade. She wasn't happy at that time. And he was like, you know, being a bro kind of guy. Those type of guys. I'm not into guys like that at all. But you know, teach your own. And he was just being very charismatic, funny, and 4 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool. He kind of came into her life at the right time. So even though nothing was going on, she saw, hey, guys could be nice, guys could be fun. And that's actually, I have a similar circumstance. When I went through a really bad breakup one time, nothing really happened with that guy, but I was like, you know what? At least I know that there's good men in the world. But with them, it's a little different because the present king he wants to date her. He wants to be with her. But it's almost like she has people around him saying no. People around her, excuse me, saying no. In Hollywood, it's very different. Most relationships, you can't really just date the person. Your agents get involved, your manager gets involved, other people around you, your kind of gatekeeper. There's another word that they use for it. But they get involved and they say, hey, this person can't be with you, or it's not good for your image or blah blah blah. So I would rather you don't make it public yet, or if you do, make sure you tell us first so that we can soften things and get to PR and blah 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 first. So with King of Wands, I see very strongly that he wants to be with her, but she is saying no. He's wanted to be with her for a while, but on her end, King of Wands, she's saying no. And the reason I believe she's saying no, the Moon, Four of Cups, and Three of Pentacles, is because she feels as though he's not being his genuine self. You see, even though her Sun is in Virgo, her Moon is in Capricorn. And Moon in Capricorns can be full of depth and kind of secret. She's very secretive. But his Moon is in Pisces, so he's secretive too. But she's different. I think that's what makes her a good actress. She can keep secrets about herself to the point that sometimes it affects her and her relationship. So she's trying to get over some kind of secret she has about herself. I don't want to say what that secret is because I think that's private and that would be crossing a boundary. But I think it has to do with her childhood, and she wants to overcome, and this is not her secret, so that's aside from that. Aside from that, she wants to overcome some kind of generational curse. Something to do with money. I think her mother was not very good with money. She comes from, I can relate. She comes from, it seems as though she comes from a family where the dad had money, the mother really didn't. They were married, got divorced, and then the dad left. And now she wants her independence. So she never wants to, I can relate a lot actually. She never wants to feel like she has the lower hand, which can be a blessing and a curse, because it stopped her and it will stop her from dating anyone and just marrying into money for no reason other than money. But it also, she has to soften up. I don't think Glen is the guy for her, but when the guy for her does come around, she has to accept that he might have more money and he can still be a nice person. Something I've had to accept too. One of my exes helped me accept that because he was a really good guy. And I feel like he softened me, you know. But there are many situations, many circumstances, many good men that are successful too. Maybe not many, but there are good men that are successful and that don't mind having the upper hand and not weaponizing it. And she has to remember that or learn that and still be vulnerable. But she is doing a lot of self-healing. He seems way too two-dimensional for her. She's very, especially her Venus being Scorpio, she's very, she has a lot of layers. A lot of dimension, a lot of layers. I see a lot of good about her. I see her doing a lot in terms of acting. Maybe I should do a solo video about her, because I see a lot of good coming to her. And that's why I don't recommend actors date other actors, because Glen seems like insecure. He seems like the insecure guy that just happened to become an actor because he needed some form of attention. And I say this a lot, I've dated mostly actors, and most of the experience that I've had dating actors has been positive. But I've had some friends date actors that have told me horror stories. And so I have seen that. I've also seen when actors date one another, like actresses and actors date one another, it ends up being very dismal because they're in competition with one another. They want to outdo each other. And I see that being a huge possibility here, where she just wants to, she's a builder, she's a Sun in Virgo, 10 of Pentacles, she's a builder, but he likes to be seen, you know, being a Sun in Libra. There's nothing wrong with being a Sun in Libra, but the shadow side is that they can be quite vain and need outside attention. And she kind of sees that about him. Her Moon in Capricorn. Moon and Capricorns are very good at reading people, I found. And her Moon in Capricorn is going to read him like, she's going to see him. I've had this experience where I dated a guy and I saw him look in the mirror. And I've looked in the mirror many times. I'm not saying it's anything bad. But she's going to see him looking in the mirror in a very narcissistic manner, and she's going to decide, this is not for me. This is not for me. Something like that. You know, he's going to do something that's like, she's like, this is not for me. This is not for me. But yeah, so that's what I have for you guys. We'll see. It's going to be, by June, it will have fizzled out, phased out, really. So that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Take care.